Hello everyone. I'm going to talk to you about how I lost 60 pounds. Right now I'm still in the process of losing weight, but if I didn't lose any more I would be completely happy. I just wanted to start by saying, you probably see a lot of videos like this, people sharing their stories and experiences, but there's also a lot of videos or other things that just try to sell you stuff. There's so much stuff out there. The fitness and weight loss industry, whatever, it's huge. It's like a multi-billion-dollar industry, and everyone wants to make money. So you kind of have to be careful because you never really know if something works or if people are genuine, whatever. But I just want to share my story from my experience. And I really want to start by saying that I didn't use any of that stuff. I didn't buy anything. I didn't spend any money to lose weight. I suppose I had to buy some workout clothes. I didn't even have any tennis shoes. I had to, buy that kind of stuff. But I didn't buy supplements, protein shakes, meal replacements, diet pills, any of that stuff. The way that I lost weight is hard work. And it's funny because people ask all the time, what's your secret? How did you do it? And I'm always like, I worked my butt off. I think a lot of people can relate to that. When you really are motivated and you're really serious about losing weight, you just gotta work hard. There's really no way of getting around it. So I have a lot of tips and tricks to share that are very helpful, but it's definitely not like, oh yeah, I just did this one simple thing and it just worked, or I cut out this one thing from my diet. No. Unfortunately, it took a lot of work and time. So basically, if you're not sure what I mean by hard work, I exercise and I eat healthy. And I just want to stress the importance of exercise. And it's definitely not one of those things where it's like, oh, if you exercise all the time, you can just eat whatever you want. It's not that. But if you really want to lose weight and become healthy, exercise is so crucial. Don't do diets. There are so many different diets out there, and some of them work, some of them don't. But it's just, diets are just so awful. They're miserable, really. And, do you really want to cut out all carbs and all sugar for the rest of your life? Because once you start eating them again, you're going to gain all that weight back. So exercise eliminates those stupid diets because, yeah, the diets work. They really do. But you only really need to do them if you're not exercising. So exercise eliminates those crazy diets. When you exercise, really, well, all I do is eat clean. So if you don't know what that is, eating clean is just eating real food. Avoiding things that are, in cans and packages, frozen meals, stuff like that. And there are exceptions, obviously, like frozen fruits and vegetables. I always eat those. They're just cheap and easy and, there's nothing added in them. They're just frozen. So, yeah, there are exceptions, but it helps to obviously read ingredients when you go shopping. The less ingredients, the better. If there's more than, my rules, if there's more than 2 things I don't recognize, I'm like, no. So, yeah, reading ingredients is important, but also learning how to cook, that's huge. I always knew how to cook just because that's how I was raised. My mom always cooked. She taught me how to do it. So for me, that was easy. I enjoy cooking. But if you don't know how to cook, learn how to do it. It's not hard. It really is not hard. I'm not saying being a really excellent cook is easy, but to create healthy meals that taste good, it's easy to do. You can Like for me, I just stick to a protein, a vegetable, and a carb. So chicken breast, whatever, frozen vegetables, I fry them up with olive oil, and a potato, a sweet potato or a white potato, whatever. Simple, easy, that's a great dinner. And I always, when I make dinner, I always cook extra so I can eat it for lunch the next day. And that always helps because I hate lunch. I hate figuring out what I should eat for lunch and buying the food. I just make extra dinner, keep it in the fridge or the freezer, and eat it for lunch. So that's a good little tip. But I don't want to get too much into dieting and food. I want to kind of stick to just general how I lost weight, and then if you want me to, or in other videos, I can talk more about food and what I eat on a day-to-day basis. But anyway, back to exercise. It's so crucial that you do it. It's so good for your body, and it feels so good. You know, I've done diets. I've done it all. I mean, haven't we all done it all? But you know, I've tried it all, and some of it works, and you lose weight and whatever. But when I started exercising regularly, I felt amazing. It literally changed my life, and that might sound cheesy, but it's incredible. I can't imagine my life without it. I feel so good. I never knew, but once I started exercising, it was like, oh my gosh, I am not super tired right now, you know, or I don't feel like I want to die. And which might sound extreme, but I was eating very unhealthy. I didn't care what I ate. I ate what I wanted, when I wanted, how much I wanted. I didn't care. So, you know, naturally you're going to feel like crap. And so, but exercising was just, it was great. I was, you know, I had energy. I have energy. And it's such a good feeling. So, if you want to lose weight, get healthy, please exercise. Don't just diet, because you have to do both. And again, dieting is miserable. It just is. And it kind of sets you up for failure, because like, I know I keep using carbs and sugar as an example, but that's like a diet people do. And those are so delicious. Like, you should be able to eat them, you know? You don't want to, whatever, I won't go on about that. But it makes life so much more enjoyable. And then if you exercise, you get in shape, you can see muscle definition, your body starts to change, you just want to be more active in general, your hobbies change, all of that. And it's really fun. Like, for me, like, it was night and day. It's crazy. Now I always want to do active activities, you know, and I hang out with friends. Oh, do you want to go for a hike? Do you want to go to the gym? Before it's like, let's go out to dinner and let's get drinks, because what else is there to do? Now I'm much more into being active, and it's more fun. It's just a lot more fun. So I love exercise. It makes me feel amazing, and I don't think I'll ever quit. And I think that it's one of those things that once you start, you kind of become addicted. And in the beginning, it's just, you might have a hard time becoming consistent and actually enjoying it. But once it becomes part of your routine, it is very enjoyable and it becomes addicting. I promise. Like, in the beginning, it's rough. But another piece of advice, and you've probably heard this, but when you first start out, don't go, you know, 100% hard. Like, don't push yourself to your limit. Like, start slow. Do an exercise for beginners that's low impact. Even if you're done with the exercise and you're like, oh, I don't really feel like I got that hard of a workout, that's better than pushing yourself so hard that you're sore for an entire week and you can't even exercise again. Or you're like, I hate this, I'm done. You know, and that it might not just take one time, but you know what I'm saying. Start out slow. Learn, and I think it's really, really important as well to learn how to do the exercises correctly. For me, I didn't know, because I work out at home. I don't use gym equipment, so, you know, there's a lot of different cardio exercises that I'd never seen or heard of, so I didn't know how to do them. And I use Fitness Blender. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're amazing, but I follow along with them, And they always really encourage this too, but just in the beginning to take it slow and to really learn how to do an exercise. The most important thing when you exercise is form. That's really what you want to focus on more than speed, and if you're using weights, more than the amount of weight that you're lifting. Your form is so important. And that's kind of why I like watching videos too, because you can see how to do it correctly. Whereas if you're just doing it on your own, or you go to the gym, which there's nothing wrong with either, but you know, you might not know how to do it correctly. Or if you're not doing it in front of a mirror, you can't see yourself doing it, so it's kind of hard to gauge, you know, if you have the correct form, whatever. But anyway, so focus on learning the exercises. Take it slow. Like the first time I worked out, or when I first started, I should say, that's what I focused on. We'd go through workouts and I would just do the exercises a little bit slower. I would take longer breaks. You know, I wanted to learn how to do it. And that was so beneficial to me, because now that I work out all of the time, I know that I have correct form and I'm doing the exercises correctly. I can do them a lot faster, and it's just overall better. It prevents injury and a whole slew of things, but just learn how to do it correctly. Take it slow and just think of it. I think people are so hard on themselves when they start exercising. You know, you feel like you didn't get a very good workout and you're like, oh, I need to push myself harder, whatever. But just think of it like normally you wouldn't be doing anything at all. You know what I'm saying? Going for a walk even, that's so much better than doing nothing. So you burned calories, you got your body moving, got your heart rate up, hopefully broke a sweat a little bit, and that's good. And if you find, you know, you try out a workout and it's too easy, or you feel like it wasn't good enough, well then now you know for the next time to bump it up. But when you're just starting, be nice to yourself. I can remember a time I was talking to my sister, and she was talking about when she'd exercise and how she would yell at herself in her head. She, you know, which, whatever, that's just her, but she'd be like, yeah, if I felt like quitting, I would just yell at myself and say this and this, and I always thought, I never yell at myself. Like, I'm always like, you can do it. I'm very encouraging to myself, because, I mean, everybody's different. But I just thought it was funny, but I think we're so hard on ourselves in working out, and that's always what you see in like workout videos, and just, I don't know, you always see that. People are yelling at you, you know. I found, for me, you gotta be kind to yourself. Be nice to yourself, especially when you're first starting. It's okay if you can't do a certain exercise. It's okay if you can't finish the interval, if you have to stop and take a rest. It's okay, because if you keep practicing and you keep doing it, you won't have to take as many rests anymore. Like, there's nothing wrong with doing that. And I think having that mindset is so much more helpful than being mean to yourself or hard on yourself, because if you're so hard on yourself and you're pushing yourself so much, it's kind of like at some point you're just going to be fed up. I can't do this. It's too hard. It's too much. If you're nice to yourself and you allow yourself, you know, to take it easy and be okay with that, you're just going to keep getting better and better, and you're going to keep progressing. That is how I personally did it, and I still do. The key, though, is to not stay in that place. You know, you want to make sure that you're constantly getting better, but be nice to yourself. That is the hugest tip I can give to you, and not just during workouts, but there are going to be days that, you know, you skip your workout and you eat bad and you feel bloated or whatever it is. Don't beat yourself up over it, because again, remember that what you're doing is a good thing. You're doing a lot more than the average person. You're focusing on your health, you're exercising, you know, whether it's 2 times a week, 5 times a week, whatever it is, you're putting your health as a priority, and that is so important. And so if you have a bad day, don't beat yourself up over it, because I know I always do. It's hard. It's really difficult sometimes, but just remember that you work really hard and you deserve a day off sometimes. I always give myself one day off. And that doesn't mean on that day I just eat whatever I want and whatever, but I always give myself a rest day, like where I don't work out, and sometimes I'll eat what I want, whatever I want, but usually I'll stick to eating good, but I just like to give myself a planned day. And for some reason, if I plan it doesn't make me as like, I don't get so much in my head about it. I'm like, well, I planned this out and I'll be right back at it tomorrow. I don't know. But anyway, be kind to yourself. Do an exercise routine that you like, and eat real food. Those are the 3 main things that I will tell you that have worked the best for me now. There's a lot of details that I can get into. There's a lot of, again, I could tell you more about recipes and what I eat. I can show you exercises, recommend videos, give you whatever resources you're looking for. You just gotta let me know. So I will go more in depth on certain topics, but I wanted to make this video and just give you a general summary of how I lost weight and the key points. So hopefully this helped you a little bit and encouraged you too. And let me know what you think. Let me know what advice you would like, or what you would like to hear about, or what exercises you would like to see. And I will put those videos out for you. So thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day.